From the Rack Arena on the campus of UMBC, we welcome you to America East basketball. Tonight, Stony Brook has made the trip south to take on the Retrievers.
From his coaching staff, he's an effective rebounder, as we saw there. Energy off the bench, and he came in and wanted to contribute right away. As we look at number 12, Will Darley, it's been a long time. His first America East League action this season, injuring his knee in the Lehigh game. Deep shooter. He was off to a terrific start this season before his injury.
We mentioned the quarterfinal game against Albany in last year's America East tournament at 8 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, played 39 minutes. So you can see, got an idea that his minutes were way up at the end of the year.
Yeah.
As Frank mentioned, can shoot, can't stretch it out, but we saw him out here before the game. He's been playing with this big sleeve on his right leg that goes up his thigh. You get a good look at it there. Go back at the rack here at UMBC, and I asked Frank, why does this house rule?
Well, UMBC Grid is a hashtag, a way of life for this athletic department here at UMBC. Select 4, well, the Retrievers are one of only 4 current America East teams to win a championship. 2008, of course, the great Jay Green now on the bench as an assistant coach, part of that, and the down and dirty Dawg band. Always a treat. They shine every night. They never disappoint. And have you heard their Jackson 5 medley?
Oh my gosh, they've got
in college basketball.
Their songbook is huge.
It is.
This is one of our favorite things about coming down here is listening to these guys play.
It is one of the great traditions of this campus, the Dawg band, and it's hard to get in there. You know, you just can't be any pedestrian.
Not every dog is admitted to the band, that's for sure. Reminder, well, that dog is always allowed in. Reminder that all rounds of the America East playoffs. I don't think so. I think we're eavesdropping here. You can engage and stay connected with America East through its social media channels, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. America East is the source for all your social media needs. We have you connected. Eric Freed, Frank Sullivan, and our crew here just outside of Baltimore at the home of the Retrievers. What a great school year it's been. The men's soccer team making it to the Final Four nationally. And they're getting ready to build a new arena here on campus to house the men's and women's basketball teams and the other sports here on campus.
Yeah, $85 million to take his time and generate a beautiful look at the goal.
Timeout called by Stony Brook. So UMBC, after falling behind by 13, they have made 4 of their last 5 field goals, a 6-0 run to bring it to 6 with 2:21 to go before halftime.
Retrievers now up to 38% from behind the three-point line. Increased their rebound totals just a little bit, have stayed out of foul trouble, and have found that Cody Joyce can score in this game in the low post, number 42.
Alston, the only senior here for UMBC. Last year, the freshman accounted for 44% of the scoring, but those freshmen who are now sophomores, Elliott, Taylor, Darley just coming back. 0.6 of a second on the clock here as they are bringing the teams back out. Stony Brook has been in the locker room for about a minute. Now Brian Dewar, you see Dan Ricard, one of the assistants, just sent the message along. That locker room is back there a little bit. UMBC's locker room is just off the baseline here, so they don't have to go too far, but Stony Brook's got a little farther walk to come back from the visitors' locker room. You got to run back, and here they come for the final 0.6.
Sometimes we see this in the second half of games, at the end of a game, when there's a whistle, but everybody should have stayed on the floor until it was properly viewed by the replay monitor in terms of
I will say
the time.
The officials did tell the teams to stay, but the coaches said go, and now they've had to bring them back. Now Steve Peichel is the last one out. What are we doing here? Wants to make sure he's got 5 on the floor. Now getting an explanation from John Hughes. I think UMBC is going to do anything crazy here. Just get it into play, and that's it. So that is the end of the first half. Good run by UMBC. They end the half on an 11-0 run and are only down by 1 here on their home floor as we have reached halftime. Stay with back here at Rack Arena, almost ready for the start of the second half. 1 point game, Stony Brook, after back-to-back losses, trying to get back in the win column. They started America East play at 3-1. They are 3-3 in conference play since. This is a team that knocked off 13th ranked Washington in non-conference play. The first win for an America East team over a ranked opponent since 2006 when Vermont won at Boston College. So there have been some really high ups for Stony Brook. There have been some downs for UMBC. We've talked quite a bit about how they're shorthanded. And in the first half, they were able to play 7. Houston played all 20 minutes, 19. I think just about everybody got onto the floor except you, Frank Sullivan, during that last time out.
I couldn't figure out what it was that
well,
they were doing.
It's the chicken dance, right?
Oh, the chicken dance.
Right? Key Thomas, John Hughes. No conversation here. Something that happened or something to watch for, never know. It's Stony Brook basketball out of the timeout. It was a 16-0 run for UMBC. Stony Brook on top by 11 as we play in the second half. America East has partnered with Lids Team Sports to create the new America East Sideline store at AmericaEast.com. Check out a variety of t-shirts, hoodies, and other novelties, or customize your own gear to fit your style. All at the Lids Team Sports Sideline store at AmericaEast.com. What jumps out to you, Frank Sullivan? You just take a look at the stat sheet with 11:16 to go.
Oh, that the band is jamming with the Jackson 5. I told you about that. I don't know if you heard it during the timeout.
That's the kind of analysis we've come to love and expect from you, Frank.
But clearly it's the rebounding right now. Plus 16 on the boards for the Seawolves, and this is...
Stony Brook has won 13 in a row in the all-time series against UMBC. Last UMBC win was back in 2008. We ask you, is your gym the best home court advantage in America East? Find out this March, because winning at home means winning it all. Each of the rounds of the America East playoffs will be held at the home court of the higher seed. Tell us why your house rules using the hashtag OurHouseRules on Twitter or Instagram. Right now, Stony Brook, one of those top 4 teams in the conference that would host a quarterfinal game.
And certainly,
in the playoff round.
And certainly in this game, Eric, they've gone 10 deep. There's been a lot of substitutions.
23 to go as UMBC has brought it down to an 8-point game. 6 straight points for the Retrievers. They've made 5 of their last 6 field goal attempts. And Cody Joyce is 4 shy of his career high. He has 24 points on 7 of 19 shooting, 10 of 13 from the line.
Certainly a nice run right here by the Retrievers. That was Cody, went to fake like he was setting a screen. He slipped it to the rim. A terrific pass from Jordan as he goes right at one of the best shot blockers in this conference, Jameel Warney. A real good job. There's the slip again. Fakes like he's setting a ball screen, gets his defender to start to hedge to the dribble by Jordan, and a nice cut to the rim. Durable, to say the least. Maximum minutes for this guy, and he continues to produce.
There is more America East basketball just ahead. Join us Saturday afternoon at 2 when New Hampshire travels to the site of the 2015 America East Women's Basketball Championship to take on Binghamton. America East Women's Basketball, you can catch it on the home of America East Basketball, ESPN3. Then you'll see Stony Brook and Albany. And then a couple of other women's games with UMBC and Albany and Stony Brook. 2:35 to go here between Stony Brook and UMBC in men's.
An effort rebounder, one of the best at doing that.
And I love all those numbers, Frank, and he still has another year after this one, and he still has a lot of basketball to be played this year.
And the durability as well, just continues to play every game, maximum minutes, never injured.
Another thing he talked about too, another role for him this year is a leadership role because there aren't any seniors on this team, so he's the best player on this Stony Brook. 4 points on 9 of 12 shooting. Wow, 9 of 12 for Purifoy, 8 of 9 for Warney here tonight.
You know, you see Coach Peichel just touch Trey Purifoy in the head as associate coach Jay Young is talking, and what we're looking at here, when you see him in the open court, you've got to get in front and level him off. He takes it right to the basket with that left hand, and a little clock correction right now. But as Coach Peichel talked about going into the season, this is Purifoy's team. This is Warney's team. They are the leaders. They played with the other successful players. There's been an infusion of youth to the Stony Brook program, 5 talented freshmen. It's one of only a few teams in the country with just one senior. Bodyguard as he goes to the locker room. But, you know, for Coach Peichel, they did a great job. They did Stony Brook basketball, and that is the rebounding game, Eric. Some nice contributions from Rayshawn McGrew and certainly Carson Purifoy, but a much-needed victory for the guys in red and momentum going forward, as we talked about for them.
Well, you're as good as Jamil Warney. You get an entourage on and off the court. Although he's a humble kid, he doesn't want it, but something to keep an eye on in the days ahead. Hopefully he'll be fine. His team comes out on top here tonight as Stony Brook wins it by a final score of 73-61. It's our pleasure to bring you this one here tonight as Carson Purifoy goes for 26.